Welcome back to another Nick's Projects, where this time I'm using my wife's Citroen Grand Picasso to show you how to fix, or hopefully how to fix, the third row of seats in this 7-seater. We're in the middle of the school summer holidays and we are filling this car to capacity with my kids' friends all the time for trips out, etc. So I've got to get this car back up and running. I don't know what happened. Normally in these cars, they're really quite straightforward. You've got this flappy bit of material at the back, you can pull this red handle straight up and they fold down absolutely perfectly to give you a larger boot. Easy, right? Well, this one yesterday went completely wrong. I don't know what's going on with it. It's just swinging backwards and forwards. It won't lock in position. And when I look closely, if you can come in here, you'll see that the rollers are actually out of this track. So I've got a couple of ideas. Hopefully I don't have to take the whole seat out. We're going to loosen off some bolts, try and move these guide rails about, try and slip it back into position. Hopefully that works. Obviously, we will use editing here to make the journey less painful for yourself. But yes, we are determined to get this fixed. So yeah, let's see how we go. Okay, so this is a 10mm bolt, and I just got to, once that's located on, it's not on particularly tight. These have normally got a little bit of grease on them, haven't they, to make sure nothing corrodes. So just be careful nothing falls into that little hole as you're taking out the bolt. My hope here is that I can loosen off these two accessible bolts right at the back, lift this plate. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, look at that. That's flapping quite nicely. So if I do that to the other side, I reckon we might be able to pop these back in. Now, unfortunately, the other side of that track is somehow attached to this, which goes all the way back here and is, gosh, I hope it's not welded onto the chassis. I'm sure it would unbolt, but it basically means I would have to take off this whole plastic section right across the back of the boot. So I'm going to try and, now I know I've got a lot of movement this side, I'm going to try and get them in and bend it in, obviously without damaging anything, and see if I can get it to work. Okay, so you can see this channel very easily. Now it's just disconnected with that one 10mm bolt, slides straight back onto there and everything will be lovely. The problem I've got is I'm hoping there's a little bit of give in the movement of this seat to get it into the channel on the other side first. So let's ease this up slowly. So looking at this on this side, this little roller has got to get into that channel. And it looks like there's a little cutaway at the back there, almost as if they know this happens. So can I move it over just enough? Oh, goodness me. Oh, that is going to be fun to get that in there on my own. I might need to ask for some help. That is not going to go in easily. Ow, now I caught my hand. Okay, so we're going to fold this back because actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get this rail to move. I need as much space back here to move this across. And I'm going to get my friend Alex to help me move this into the rail the other side without having to remove the other side of the other rail. So this one pops in here quite nicely. Oh, got to get it behind that little bit of flappy plastic. I'm trying to avoid taking apart too much here, but that's in, that's good. And now, Alex, if I pull this way, we've got plenty of room. Is it going to go? Come on. No. Let me get in here and really give it some. In? That sounded clicky. Is it in?
It's in.
It's in. Brilliant. So that's how you do that. Okay, so all I've got to do now is locate that back here. Now you can see with all of that kind of jiggling around, it's moved forward, but I think, yes, it's just kind of somewhere between one mode and the other. Now this is an adjustable part here, so we're just going to put it in. If this is a 1 bolt removal repair, I will be delighted, but it rarely goes that easily. Let's just tighten that up. That might need to slide back or forth. I might be checking back the footage to see exactly where it was located. Well, it's taken a while to tighten up. There we go. Don't want to over tighten it because it wasn't that tight to begin with. Let's see if that works. So it seems to be in its upright position and it's locked. pull the magic tab, and she's down. Wow, that easy? No way. I want to make sure it locks. Don't want the kids folding up halfway down the motorway. Yeah, it doesn't, I just need to make sure it really is locked when it goes forward. I'll just check that mechanism. It doesn't seem to be locking that well, and the rails aren't sliding beautifully. So I'm going to use some lithium grease. I'll link to this in the description. And you just run this along the rails and it just keeps everything moving nicely. You just literally spray a little bit. You do not want to go over the top with this stuff. It's a bit of a mess. And while I'm here, I'll do the other stuff. It smells like Mr. Sheen. And I wonder if they still make that stuff. Once it's on the rollers, it obviously spreads along the track. So yeah, that's so much smoother now. So that one's working beautifully. Down it goes, up it goes. Yeah, it's not locking at the last second, so I'm going to put a bit more lithium on that actual locking mechanism. It's sticking. It's probably got a boiled sweet or something stuck in it now, my kids. If you do need to take the seat out, if your repair's more serious than this, then obviously make sure that you disconnect the battery before you start. Now, the reason I say that is there's a tiny connector under this seat that tells you whether or not the back row passengers have their seatbelt on. And I always think with any car, especially a modern car with all the, you know, microprocessor elements in it, if you don't unplug stuff from the battery before you start disconnecting cables, you can end up with error codes. So yeah, hopefully you won't have to do that. Hopefully your fix is as easy as mine. Just going to work that grease in. So that's it for another Nick's Projects. I can't believe how easy that was. One 10mm bolt and a can of white lithium spray grease. Now, what I will say is, now look, I've done both of the seats. I've given them both a good greasing, and now they go up absolutely perfectly. What I would say, there's a tiny little locking mechanism in the back of these seats. So when they click forward, this kind of pin gets covered by this other locking catch. That's the bit that needs a bit of grease. I can't show it because it's pretty much hidden, but if you basically spray a bit of that grease, a tiny amount, on every single moving joint that you can find in these seats, this job will be just as easy for you. So I hope that was helpful. You might be just replacing these seats and it's useful to see inside the mechanism. As always, if you've got some ideas for Nick's Projects, put them in the comments section. I do everything I can to respond to every comment we receive. And I hope I see you for the next one. All the best.